Hi, I'm Eileen Roche, and welcome to 2023 Quilt Festival in Houston. We are live in Allbrand's booth, and we are so excited to give you a tour of the show. You can see right now, I'm right in the dime booth with all these great magnetic hoops, and we have the weightless quilter on the floor. So much excitement with the weightless quilter. They are flying off the shelf. And of course, our new pink hoop mat. Wait till you see that in action. It's really great. So let's just take a walk. We're going to go visit some vendors, and then we're going to walk the quilts. So let's go ahead and get moving. Okay, so just bear with me while we get this camera rolling. Here we go. So here you can see we're in the Allbrand's booth, and which is sponsored by Brother. So they have all the Brother machines. But there is a lot of beautiful product here, so much eye candy to see. Wait till you see what all we see. First off, we're going to head over to Purely Gates and visit our good friend Patricia Gates at Purely Gates. But take a look. Look at the aisles are full of people. All these happy quilters. Everybody's here having a blast. This is the open studio area, and they have different demonstrations, beautiful quilts on display, and people lecturing. They're free classes. And here we can go. So here we are down aisle 300. Here's our thread cutters, as seen on Shark Tank. Many of you know that product, right?
Yeah, probably the best.
It's a ring that you put on your finger and you can cut your thread with it. It's really pretty cool. So many different booths, so many different booths. So where are you all watching from? Type in the comments. Let us know if you've ever been to Quilt Fest, if you wish you were at Quilt Fest, and maybe who you'd like to see here. There's a little bit of everything. Here we have some beautiful jewelry. And here's Grace, machines, long arms, frames, you name it. Beautiful, beautiful products. Oh, and if you like pressing, here's also, look at the fun stuff. Isn't it just beautiful? Isn't it just beautiful? You know, there's been so much excitement about Quilt Fest opening up and having people. We understand there are busloads of people that are coming today. It's going to bring in 600 quilters, and that's in addition to all the other friends that come and, you know, drive down, or maybe just come with their friends from the guild. You see a little bit of everything. Look at these gorgeous African prints. So beautiful, so vibrant, just beautiful. We always have a little bit of jewelry at Quilt Fest. These are thimbles. And here's our friends. Oh, here we go at Purely Gates. So this is, you know, Mylar embroidery. Those of you know Patricia Gates. You can see she always has a crowd in her booth. And no different today. No different today. But let's just take a look at their beautiful samples. Every time I come in here, it's just sparkle and shine and sparkle and shine. You just wonder what's new. Look at Christmas calories. Is that adorable up there? Isn't that great? Isn't that just great? So do you have any friends that you wish you were walking Quilt Fest with? Why don't you send them a link, tell them to come in and watch this live so they can see everything that they're missing, all the things that they're missing. And if you are here, look at Purely Gates, pop in here. You're going to see all these gorgeous quilts. All of her samples are accessible. There's her sweet husband working. I don't even know where Patricia is because they're so busy. Is she here? Patricia, are you here? There you are. Hi, Patricia. How you doing, hon? So good to see you. I'm surprised. Yeah, you are hijacked, but beautiful booth. Your samples look outstanding. Oh, look at the new Christmas. So this is brand new. Oh, it says no photos. I'm sorry. Is it okay? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. But isn't that gorgeous? Yeah.
Okay, I was just telling her, this collection includes, anytime anyone ever came into her booth or sent me an email and says, do you have a for Christmas? And I said, no, we put in this one. So you're getting nutcrackers, gingerbread, Mrs. Claus, religious Christmas, multiple sizes of everything. You're getting cookies, background quilting, border quilting.
All of it, all in one. And this is available on your website now? It is. All right. And that is purelygates.com?
Purely Gates.
Okay.
P-U-R-E-L-Y Gates.
Yeah, I know. So all you folks, you can shop at home. You can shop at home if you are here. Thanks, Patricia. All right. Always nice to see you too. Okay. Well, here's you long armors. Here's the Gamma booth. They always have beautiful samples, and you can come in and you can play with those long arms. All right, we are heading off, making our way down to the vendor area. I mean, towards, well, Gloria Cardoza. That's who's in front of me. You all know Gloria. She is leading the way. Here's our friends, Cuddle Fabrics. And then eventually we're going to head over to the quilts, because I know you want to see them. You know, rulers and tools, you know, organic thread and fabric is gaining an awful lot of popularity in our industry. So you're seeing a representation of that for sure. Lots of people concerned with green hobbies, not leaving the planet messier than we found it, right? Look at these beautiful, beautiful samples in here, calico patch designs. You know, so we don't want to show too close up because we most certainly want to honor their copyright rights. Okay, here we are in True Cut and back in Grace. So why don't we head down into the quilts? So here we go, friends. Here we go. Now look at the competition. This is where all of the beautiful quilts reside. And we'll make our way towards the back wall and see the cherry wood fabric competition. Oh, and well, before we do that, we got to go say hello to our friends at All About Blanks. So for those of you who are looking for good blanks, they are here for sure. Suzanne Mars, the owner of All About Blanks, and they have such a variety. You can also order these on their website. I don't know where Susan is right now, but she's back there. Look, they have colorful onesies, aprons now, bibs, those cosmetic cases. Oh, they're just awesome. A little bit of lavender and make everything smell nice. And a great selection of towels. Just a fabulous selection of towels. And of course, they show it with embroidery. Sorry. Isn't that awesome? Sorry. Yeah. It's just awesome. Okay, in we go. So much to see. Now, some of these quilts we're not allowed to to broadcast, so we'll be respectful of that. And this is the contemporary painted florals. So let's take a look. And we want to make sure that we give the artist. So that is Spectacular Miss Scarlet. It's Three's Company. Oh man, these are really something. Some of these are applique, some of these are painted. Lots is applique. Just stunning, stunning work. Let's get a good look at the artist's name and their statement. And then we could take a look at the quilt. Isn't that awesome? Just beautiful. Look at this cactus. Look at the shadows on the cactus. How lifelike is that? Isn't that something? So this artist is from Round Rock, Texas. And that is Andrea Brookenshire. All three of these are by Andrea Brookenshire. Gorgeous. Just beautiful. Oh my. Stunning. Just stunning. Oh, and there's more on the other wall. But okay, we'll just kind of keep going. We'll just keep going. We have a miniatures section here. This is something that might be a little bit more manageable for us. Here we go. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. So Ukraine, past, war, and future. Sponsored by Omnigrid and Prim. That hurt your heart, huh? We are getting a little crowded in here. So we're going to move on. We'll just give this artist statement. Okay. All right. Wow. Look ahead. Look at these massive pieces of work, huh? Gorgeous. The use of color, the variety of blues in there. That's all about value. And just stunning. Just stunning. Let's go ahead and find out who made that. That's Joanne Lamert and quoted by Teresa Kumo. Terry Melton, quoted by Maureen States. Wow, look at those eyeballs. Are they something? Maybe they're planets. I don't know. I think they're eyeballs. Here we have some beautiful dimensional artwork. Applique here. Very, very nice. Pickens Street. Lovely. So much beautiful work. So if you've never been to Quilt Fest, you should come. It opens Wednesday night for preview night. Opens, if you're taking class, it opens at 5 o'clock. If you're not taking classes, it opens at 6 to 9, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is 10 to 6 p.m. And then Sunday is 10 to 4. It's a very friendly show. You're going to meet all kinds of kindred spirits, people who love quilting, and you'll see vendors that have been coming here for years. We're kind of all growing old together. Kind of cool, right? Well, I know this quilt, the new version of that, Affairs of the Heart. There we go. Very cool. Okay, what do we have in here? Collage work? What's this? Ah, love this. Look at these. So this is by Lorraine Turner. It is available for purchase. And I'm also going to get her Tree Hugger in red. So look at these quilts. There are a gazillion pieces of fabric in here. I mean, the apples are stunning, but the squirrels are so many different little pieces of fabric that make them up. And then lots of free motion quilting, thread painting in here to make that tail and that tail up there. Ah, stunning. Look at the fox. You know, he's fibrous, right? She didn't thread paint that so much that you can't see the loft of the fibers. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, and she called that a red panda, not a fox, high above the treetops. Very cool. More of Lorraine Turner. This is all of her work, this whole section. Just beautiful. So they're so interesting from afar. And then when you move closer, you can see how many different pieces of fabric make up that horse. And, you know, from 10 feet away, it's just the value. You see the shading, the darker fabrics recede, the lighter fabrics come forward. It is stunning. So these are all Lorraine Turner, and all of these are for sale. Just beautiful. Okay. Oh. So this is the Modern Quilt Guild. No cameras. Okay, so we're going to go out of here. No cameras allowed. We're going to get out of here pretty quick. Fair enough, right? I think we're okay in here. So this is the long arm category, $5,000 prize for this long arm work in here. Look at all of that negative space quilting. It's so interesting. Look at all those different quilt designs. Let's take a look at that artist. So that's Dina Miskell. Oops, sorry about that. And Kim Olson. Just gorgeous. So, you know, this is done, you know, freehand, right? Yeah, it's on a long arm, but it's hand guided. So they're hitting each of those strips of fabric, embellishing each one a little differently. We have some grids, we have some straight line, and some leaves and swirls. All of it just makes it so interesting. So let's get a look at the artist so you can take a look at who it is. All right, and then here is a Paradise of Primary Color. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. Cosmic Curves. Wow, look at that quilting. So it's really hard to do that in a curve and keep the scale correct through the whole thing as you're moving that quilt on a long arm. Wow, and here is second place. So look at this beautiful work. Teeny tiny channel stitches, channel quilting, and then a grid. Oh my goodness, so tiny. So who is this artist? This is Simone Steixner from Sweden. And then Viva la Vida. It's this really fun primary colors, black background. Really, her quilting shines, right? So that's what happens when you use a contrasting thread. You really get to see the exquisite quilting. Now, some of it is tone on tone in this background so that the flowers really pop and that these flying geese pop. But over here, we have the contrast that really makes it shine. Something for you all to think about. Okay. Oh, and here we are at the very front. This is the Master Award for Machine Mastery by Gamble. We have a filigree calligraphy by Janet Stone right here. And that is gorgeous. So Best of Show, many of you have probably already seen this online. This is Monkeys in My Hair, and it is gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful?
I guess I'll be right there by the. Sorry.
That's okay. And the artist is Deborah Hyde. So all machine pieced and quilted, hand embellished. Oh my. How do you do that? It's beautiful. Tiny little mosaic squares. All right, off we go. Beautiful hydrangeas. This is Oh My Julia from Tokyo in the East End of Asia. Insanity is Overrated by Betty Pillsbury. I bet she gets a lot of baking questions. Gorgeous, all of them. She was a crazy quilts because sanity is overrated. Very fun. Very fun. This is a stained glass work, and instead of using dark lead, she used a lighter lead. Really is gorgeous. So that's called One Calm Day. It was made by 6 friends. I'm not going to try to say that. And then Anniversary Rings, Sarah Madsen, so Suffolk, Virginia, and Heat Wave. Oh, that's beautiful. Kind of like the Tree of Life. Beautiful. All right. Here is an Hawaiian quilt. Oh, well, before we go there, let's go over here. We'll come up because we have a couple of Hawaiian quilts here. Look at this stunning one with pastels. You don't often see this in Hawaiian quilts. Often they're one color, 2 colors. But that is, and it's an original design. After it rains, there was always sunshine and a rainbow. Love that. And Journey to Turkish Blue. All right. And here's a traditional Hawaiian quilt, 2 colors. And this is my favorite Hawaiian Flowers by another Japanese artist. And then Heart and Soul by Jackie Perry in Marion, Virginia. Take a look at that hand quilt. Well, that's not hand quilting, but wow, hand embellished and just lovely. Look at all that beautiful. So she's added some crystals to kind of let it pop. Let me see if you can pick up the crystals. Not so sure you can in this lighting, but it's lovely, really lovely. Okay, let's head over to this Hawaiian quilt. These are 12 blocks, and each one has a different message inside. So let's go ahead and read that. So all Japanese hand-dyed fabric we used to make that piece, and just wonderful.
She actually sent me a picture of my quilt in New York.
The Wishes of Dolphins is over here. As you can see, a traditional Hawaiian quilt. And they have dolphins in each of the 4 corners, some sea turtles, lots of coral, and those scalloped shells. Wow, that is a work of art. So each, in a Hawaiian quilt, each quarter, you know, it's kind of like a snowflake, right? Each quarter is the mirror image of the one next to it and below it. And this is Autumn Swag by Linda Rohr in Knoxville, Tennessee. So let's see what she has to say. Hand applique, wow. Embroidered patterned padded trapunto and quilted. Man, that's really something. Okay. What do we have here? Abstract. So this is a Judge's Choice Award, and that is The Party at the Cabin by Wendy Starn in Alexandria, Louisiana, and Mix and Mingle by Barbara Oliver Hartman. She's from my hometown where I live now, and this is her work, which is just beautiful. She's also known for confetti quilts, if any of you are familiar with her work. Stunning work. That's kind of a different style for her. Let's take a look at a shimmer of ammonites, and that's also available for purchase for those of you who are interested in purchasing quilts. I know many of us make our own, but it's good to support artists when you can, if you can. And these two are, but we have Renew Anew by Elizabeth Ray and Benched by Barbara Danzy. Oh my. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse over here so you can see what I'm seeing. Look at this lovely piece of art. I mean, all of these are just exquisite. It's all applique. All applique. All different layers of fabric to achieve the fur on the dog and the skin tones. Yeah. And that is titled Buddy. Ooh, stop. There we go. And here we have a tribute to Mayu Angela. And when you stand close to it, you don't really make out her face, but when you back up, you sure can see that it's her. Stunning. Oh, wouldn't you like to go there? Look at that water. Doesn't that look so lifelike? I mean, you can see the reflection of the trees and the flowers. Everything is quilted. Every single piece is quilted. And this is made by Mary Ann Fontana in Middleton, Delaware. So this is from an original photograph taken in Holland. My goodness. So she printed it, I believe, and touched it up digitally on her computer and enhanced it with fabric markers and then thread painted it with nearly 8,000 yards of thread in 35 colors. Huh. That's a labor of love, for sure. Just gorgeous. And then over here, we have a blossoming flock. And this is quite fun. So this is collage work again. Look at all the action in there, right? You can just kind of hear those roosters crowing in the background. I think I like the background. It makes it so interesting. You see the depth, and yet it's just flat fabric, right? Amazing. Gloria, do you have a favorite? Have you seen a favorite yet?
I was actually a huge fan of that tea party setup back there.
Oh, were you? Yep, that would be you for sure. Okay, so you kind of walk down these aisles and you're like, wow, what am I going to see next? Just take a look. So let's go close just so we can get the artist's name. Here we have the old apple tree. How difficult would that be to work in whites and grays, right? Imagine doing that over time. Kind of, it all blends, and you have to keep your mission in mind, your vision in mind, so you can accomplish the different shading and so forth. And by that, Sarah Ann Smith. And here we have Windmills and Pinwheels by Joanna Beth. She's from Bonanza, Oregon, which is a beautiful part of our country. So take a look. This is, sorry about that. Each of these animals and the truck, everything it's fabric, right? Like the flowers in the foreground are appliqued on, kind of a raw edge technique, it appears, but free motion quilted on top to really enhance. But those cows, they are pretty much thread painted, really thread painted, just gorgeous. We have some hay in the barn up there. and beautiful sunflowers. And of course, what barn doesn't have a barn quilt hanging from it? All right, let's take a look at this fine lady. I'll have to back up a little bit. This is quite a large piece. I would say it's probably 6 feet, if not 7 feet tall. The face, can't you make that out? Isn't it really something? And yet we still see the fields behind her. Okay, and that is titled Marie by Leanne Heilman, and she's from Glendale, Arizona. It's an original design, hand appliqué, painted, machine appliqué, quilted, fused. And then next to that is Serenity and Sintra by Carolyn Larez from Montana, Billings, Montana. I was just there in Billings, Montana. Beautiful. Oh, look at this. And now we have October Standoff. And that's Nancy Hirschberger. And she's from Breezewood, PA, which is like in the center of Pennsylvania. So take a look at this. This is confetti quilting, probably at its finest. I want you to notice that her leaves, she has cut in those kind of little trapezoid shapes. And each one is, positioned in place, probably sprinkled rather generously. And then with a pair of tweezers, if I know how an artist really works, they fine tune the position of each little leaf, right? So you're going to start with a background that has the general colors and then fill in with the tree trunks, the limbs, and then those leaves. And of course, the foreground of road. Look at the, like the tire tracks or the trail tracks that lead right in. It's just, no detail left unturned. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, I'm going to bow out of here, let some other people in. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, let's take a look here. So this is Pictorial Large World of Quilts Travel. No photography. Can't take that. No photography over there. This way? Are we going this way? Okay. So steady. Can we take photographs here? No photographs there. Wow, I wonder if I was allowed to photograph any of them. Sorry. Red and white. We have a red and white exhibit. Okay. I know we can't photograph Saga ever. Oh, here's the cherry wood. Let's come on down to cherry wood. This you can photograph, pretty sure. Are these great? So the cherrywood fabrics are hand-dyed fabrics made by Cherrywood, obviously, and they pick 2 colors, or I think it's 2, could be 3 or 4 colors that you have to use in the quilt, and they're 20 by 20, and people come up with their own design. The only parameters are that it's 20 by 20 and use those specific colors, and look at the variety, right? Just beautiful. So it was called the Monarch Challenge. Yeah. Okay, pretty cool, huh? I don't think, okay. So has anybody seen a favorite? Can you tell me in the comments if you have any favorites? Linda Brooks, I know you want to be here. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Many of you are traditionalists, and maybe you would like that. Many Ways to Carve a Goose by Jackie Hillman and quilted by Mary Jo Yackley. And then next to that is another one by Jackie Hillman. She's a fellow Texan. Really fun. All those little watermelon centerpieces and the rickrack framing, the blocks. Very well done. Very well done. This is Tuscan Dream, Flying Fish, and Flying Tabasco. Spring Frolic, again by Jackie Hillman. And Garden Bugs. Boy, what a massive amount of work, right? All right. Here's some more of the cherry wood. There's more of Jackie Hillman. Oh my. So that on the right is Simply Happy, well, the one straight ahead. And we have Fall Migration and then Slice of Heaven. Those of you who are watermelon lovers. Okay. So, I worry about photographing things that I'm not allowed to photograph. So I'm sorry if I'm blowing by places. But I don't want to violate any rules. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? So that's Ponderines, Life on the Road, Outback Alexandria, Australia, pardon me. And then Strawberry Ice was the one on the right. Just beautiful. And then Jade Treasures is here. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this because I want you to see that these tree trunks are really quilted. It's all the same background fabric, and then the details are quilted in, and that's what's kind of bringing the definition to those tree trunks. And that is from the same artist. Linda Brooks, yes, it is an honor to have something hanging at Quilt Festival for sure. It's not easy to get into the show. It's a juried competition, and you have a time limit of when you can create the quilt, and then you have to have it photographed, in the best manner that you can, and send in a photograph, and then hopefully it will be selected on display and entered into the competition. And maybe you win a ribbon. So this is The Sweet Look of an Orangutan by Alessandra Volker, and she's from Brazil. And that is hand embroidered and painted, Inktense on fabric, machine quilted, and on a stationary machine. And here we have As Time Goes by Karen Ewer in Bend, Oregon. Must have some lovely memories associated with this. So let's take a look. This is in remembrance of her mother who loved the beach. That's a great memory. It's funny, I grew up at the beach in New Jersey, and we used to call the street that we always went to the beach right down a couple, block from my house. We used to call it Betty's Beach after my mom. And Betty, my mom, never went to the beach. She loved to swim as a young person, but she didn't really enjoy the beach as a mom, I guess, too much going on at home. But anyway, she taught us all how to swim. Once we could do that, she said, okay, you're on your own. Okay. Here we have The Rock Pool by Denise Burkett. And it too is available for purchase. And more from Banana Split. Beautiful. These are all Denise Burkett. All of this whole exhibit is hers. So you could see some similarities in her work, right? She seems to have some palette preferences. I love this kind of loose form that she uses, and yet the quilting is absolutely exquisite. I think that's something that I really like about quilting is that many times when we think of quilting, it's all traditional quilting, like this red and white one, straight ahead. And so every point must match, every seam must be, a tight 1/4 inch. But, when you get to some of the more free-flowing things, it's a different kind of expression. And yet it's still a quilt. They're all still quilts. And, as I walk quilt shows and I look at these quilters, these women and men that are walking by, I often think, gee, what's in them? What do they create, right? It's pretty cool. Okay, so look at some of these. Look at this bold color work here. So let me see who that artist is. Oh, that's over there, of course. Okay, so that's Aquarium number 3. Oh, Carol Breyer Fowler Gentry. She is one talented lady. Maybe some of you remember some of her earlier work. So this is Carol's quilt that we're talking about, this bold bright. She's done this kind of beautiful work for years and years, but she also did a massive piece on the Kentucky Derby, and it looks like those horses are literally coming off the quilt. So look that up if you're interested. She's so talented. Okay. And Sierra Nevada Mountains Deconstructed and Geodots by Rebecca Balsay. Fun. Really, really fun. Okay, so is that fabric? I mean, is that all applique or is that a pattern? I mean, is that printed fabric? We'll never know, will we? We'll never know. She pieced it using Ricky Tim's locomotion technique, and she used Dynaflow paint on both of the printed fabrics. Good for her. Here we have Starry Night and the Dying Party. Look at that. Look at all those fun ladies having a dying party outside on a beautiful day, all indigo blue. That looks like a lot of fun, huh? Okay, well, wow. Okay, well, I think that might wrap it up. What do you think, Gloria? Do you have a, oh, well, let's take a look at this, because this is a showstopper. No photography, so I can't do that. But anyway, do you have a favorite?
Oh gosh. I don't know what to say, Eileen, because they're all so beautiful.
I know. And they're hard to remember, right? You have to come back and walk the floor again. And
I feel like I have like 3 more run-throughs to fully absorb everything we saw today.
Right. Absolutely. It's here. Well, I guess we could maybe peek down here, see if they'll let us in here. No photography. So they're tightening that up, and that's understood for sure. People work so hard on these quilts. You know, we all want to protect our artistry, right? Make sure that it's being honored. Oh, look at these two. Amazing. First place. Yep. Inner Cube by Jody Murphy. Wow, that's a lot of pieces. And then over here we have Blue Wave by Betty Busby. Isn't that awesome? First place, Art Quilt. She's very talented. She's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining me for 2023 Quilt Festival. And I hope that you enjoy watching this, and you can always go back and rewatch if you missed a favorite quilt. And of course, we do have a show special. Today's episode was brought to you by our newest product, which is Winter Whimsy. So I'll let you just watch that for a moment, and I'll see you next week when we're going to talk multiples. Thanks for joining me today. Bye. Today's episode of Between Friends is brought to you by our newest product, Winter Whimsy. This vinyl applique kit has everything you need to create these adorable ice skates. They feature Caesar HTV glitter, Aurora, and Flock, along with the 4 matching colors. 3 are exquisite 40-weight polyester thread, and 1 is our King Star metallic. You're going to enjoy free shipping on orders over $75, and this special collection is available today and this week for $49.99. Coming up on November 7th is Ashley Jones' Software Access live broadcast. I hope that you'll join her for her hour program on creating custom quilting designs. And if you don't want to miss an episode, then just subscribe to our YouTube channel or like us on Facebook and follow. Then you'll be notified every time we go live. Next week, I'll be back on November 9th at 1 o'clock for my Between Friends, and we're going to be talking about stitching multiples and how to get them all to match. So I hope you'll join me then, and maybe we'll discuss some of the beautiful quilts that we saw this week at the festival. It's that time to reveal the on the house embroidery design, these free designs are available to you. Just go to our website, dzgns.com, and download the free designs. We release one every Thursday, and they're still there for you to enjoy, but they'll be going away at the end of December, so take advantage of those free designs now. Share your project on social media by tagging it with the hashtag #DimeSewAlong, On the House, or hashtag Exquisite Thread. And here's this week's On the House design. Happy Thanksgiving, just in time for our nationwide holiday. Now, don't forget, this week was brought to you by Winter Whimsy, and I hope that you'll take advantage of that special price. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun live here in Houston. See you next week.